everybody. Straight up. Just give it to them raw. Outwork everybody. Straight up. Outwork everybody. Just give it to them raw. Straight up. Outwork everybody. Just give it to them raw. Yeah. Straight up. Just give it to them raw. Outwork everybody. Yeah. Just give it to them raw. Straight up. Just give it to them raw. Yeah. Straight up. Straight up podcast. Yeah. Outwork everybody. Outwork everybody. Just give it to them raw. Yeah. Outwork everybody. Straight up. Just give it to them raw. Outwork everybody. Straight up. Outwork everybody. Just give it to them raw. Yeah. Straight up. Outwork everybody. Just give it to them raw. Yeah. Straight up. Just give it to them raw. Outwork everybody. Yeah. Just give it to them raw. Straight up. Just give it to them raw. Yeah. Is the hat tip straight? Is the beard? So many of you men out here don't understand. Y'all want a woman to submit to you, but unless a woman feels secure, she will never ever submit to you. Oh, read that boy wakes up and hard. Straight up. Yeah. Straight up. Just give it to them raw. Yeah. Yeah. Straight up. give it to them raw.
Terrence Mitchell Beats.
Look here, man. Y'all should already know when Terrence Mitchell on the beats and Josh straight up on the track, it was gonna be epic. Straight up, podcast, Josh give it to him raw. Is the hat tip scrape the beer right, y'all? Cause I'ma be pretty as I give it to you raw. Watch your tone, buddy. Take it down, son. Cause round here, dog, it's pretty girls with guns. Straight up podcast, man. Best in the land. Got the right mindset, but it can go left, man. From intellectual conversation, yeah, get deep. So I like them nasty, they twerking and they CC. Josh give it to them raw. Ooh, we spit bars round here. Yes, indeed. It's some bitches out here that they all hate. Why Josh got the pretty women and I can't get a date? We got real topics and we got live guests. Quite frankly put, a cut above the rest. Other podcasts, I suggest you run. Ain't seen graphics this dope in the history of niggerdom. I'm trying to tell y'all that I got time today, and you can blame taters for what you get today. Straight up, podcast shots, give it to them raw. Straight up, podcast shots, give it to them raw. Just give it to them raw. Yeah. Just give it to them raw. Just give it to them raw. Straight up, podcast. Just give it to them raw. Straight up, podcast. Just give it to them raw. Yeah. Just give it to them raw. If you don't tune in on Sundays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you missing out. Tell them why. It's the best podcast in the land. Best in the land. Straight up, real topics and live guests, man. Straight up, ooh, we spit bars. Straight up, ooh, we go hard. Just give it to them raw. Straight up, podcast. Just give it to them raw. Straight up, podcast. Just give it to them raw. Straight up. Straight up. It's the best podcast in the land. Best in the land. Straight up. Real topics and live guests, man. Straight up. Ooh, we spit bars. Straight up. Ooh, we go hard. Just give it to them raw. Straight up. Podcast. Just give it to them raw. Josh, give it to them raw. Dwayne, what's happening, my guy? Hey, Christina, what's happening, honey? Miss Michelle, I see you. How y'all feeling this morning? It's a little bit different now that I ain't on Twitch, but hey, we gonna grow. Share it. Do me a favor and share it everywhere. Help me grow. Listen, today, I'm gonna hurt some people's feelings because that's what I come to do. That's right. I gotta raise some awareness, you know what I'm saying, on toxic relationships. What is a toxic relationship? What are the signs? How do you know when to leave? How do you heal from a toxic relationship? All that and more today. But y'all know how it go, people. Y'all know how it go. Every single show, we start the show off with straight up affirmations, baby. That's right. We got to give y'all some of that good word. You got to start your day off with positive affirmations. And today will be no different. Are y'all ready? See, some of y'all's problem is y'all wake up every single day bitching and complaining. Yeah, I said it. I'm talking to a lot of y'all right now. A lot of y'all issues is y'all wake up every single day bitching and complaining and not being grateful for everything that you got. And here's the thing. If you can't be grateful and appreciative of what the small things that the Lord has given you, how do you expect for him to give you more? Because see, yeah, I got time today, but let's go. I am worthy. I am loved. I am more than enough. Yeah, buddy, let's go. I am whole just the way I am. I will give myself unconditional love. I feel great about who I am. My life is amazing. I have unlimited power. I believe in myself and in my power. Ooh, wait. Y'all better wake up and spit these positive affirmations. Y'all better wake up and spit these positive affirmations. We call them straight up affirmations, baby. Straight up affirmations. Others will love me for who I am. I treat myself with respect and honor. I do not need validation from anyone else. Ooh, wait, see, that's a big one, because see, a lot of y'all seeking validation through others, and this is, no, it's not the way to go. People will treat me with respect. I view myself through kind eyes. I feel comfortable speaking my mind. Some of y'all never speak your mind because you always worried about what other people got to think or say about you. Damn them. Speak your damn mind. I have unique and special ideas to share with the world, and it might not come instantly. Once you share your thoughts and opinions and your beliefs, it might not come instantly. What you looking for might not come instantly. If you got an idea, Straight Up Podcast is an idea. I'm sharing it with the world. It might not come instantly. People might not pull up on me right now, but eventually they'll have no choice but to. So share your ideas with the world, people. Don't let other people sink you into that low space where you don't believe in nothing that you do, because eventually your time will come. I am blessed. My life is full of adventure and incredible experiences. I accept and embrace myself for who I am. I love who I am. Inside and out, I expect the best for myself. My life is abundant. The universe is generous with health, joy, and abundance. I will learn and grow every single day. I adapt and change to my circumstances. That's right. I flow just like the river. I am worthy of all the abundance, love, and amazing experiences that I want. Ooh. I feel joyful to look at how far I've came. Some of y'all, you got to look in the mirror and congratulate yourself for your accomplishments, because ain't nobody going to congratulate you. The world is filled with crab in a barrel. Ooh, but you gotta learn to look in the mirror and congratulate you, pat yourself on the back for all of your accomplishments. Stop hiding your accomplishments from others because of a fear of what they might say or how they might look at you. Damn that. I'm proud of my accomplishments, so I'm gonna let the world know that I'm proud of my accomplishments. I am beautiful. I am handsome. I am confident and intelligent. I love myself more and more every single day. I appreciate myself. I give praise to myself effortlessly. I naturally feel good about myself. Ooh, y'all better wake up every morning and spit these bars. Y'all better wake up every morning and spit these bars. Yeah, and listen, since I got time, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. Okay, so somebody got to tell the truth, and it might as well be Josh.
Well, what are you waiting for? Give us the truth, buddy.
You damn right. I'm going to give y'all the truth. How many of us recognize toxic relationships and understand when to let go? In toxic relationships, you might consistently feel drained or unhappy after spending time with your partner. See, when dealing with toxic relationships, you might not always find it easy to notice the red flags that pop up. Your head is in the clouds, so you might ignore some of the red flags that you wouldn't normally if you were dating with a sober mind. A lot of y'all's problem is you don't date with a sober mind. You don't date with your wee-wee in your pants. You don't date with your leg closed, and once the sex affects the mind, your mind is now drunk. It is not sober. So now you ignore all the red flags. It's important to know when to let go, people. It's important to know. And today we gonna get into it. Today we gonna get into it. Now, before you can speak on, I got time today. Before you can speak on healing from a toxic relationship. You gotta understand the signs of a toxic relationship. And if you thought that I wasn't gonna have no cartoons to help me spit these bars, you are wrong. Let's go.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today we're going to learn about 7 signs you're in a toxic relationship. Now, let's begin. Number 1, failing responsibility. Toxic people rarely understand their own toxicity. They fail to take responsibility for their mistakes, and they often pass the blame to their innocent partners. When a toxic person shrugs responsibility, it's a sign of defensive behavior. They don't want to acknowledge their flaws, so they act like a victim in their relationships. They pretend you're the source of their problems, and that way, they can justify their own toxic pattern.
They blame you to justify their own toxic patterns. Ooh, wait. Hey, listen, these cartoons be spitting bars.
If you let a toxic person blame you for their problems, their toxicity will destroy your self-esteem. No matter how many times someone says it, their toxicity is not your fault. Unless your partner is willing to take responsibility for their mistakes and make real changes in their life, you are in a toxic relationship, and it may be time to let go.
It might be time to let go. If they are always playing victim, if every time a problem arises, you are the blame for it, you might be in a toxic relationship, people. It might be time to throw the deuces. Ooh, wait. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Number 2, absence of support.
Does your partner support you? See, we gotta learn to recognize the signs of a toxic relationship.
In a healthy relationship, partners want to see each other succeed. They encourage each other to pursue their dreams and goals. They support each other when trying new things, and they pick each other when they make mistakes. In other words, if you and your partner have a strong, loving bond, you want your partner to grow, improve, and succeed. But in toxic relationships, partners rarely support each other the way they should. They don't pay attention to each other's goals, nor do they encourage each other to try new things. In really toxic relationships, one partner may even sabotage the other partner's success. So if you want to know whether your relationship is toxic, think about the last time your partner genuinely supported your personal growth.
Facts. And Jay McNary, you are absolutely correct. That absence of support is absolutely the one. Why? It's simple. A lot of... Here we go. Here we go. See, Jay done started some stuff. Hey, Jay, is the hat tip straight? Is the beard... Ooh, wee. Smell like bourbon beer oil, baby. Because I'm going to be pretty when I say this. If your partner doesn't support you, a lot of times they're in a secret competition with you. Some of y'all got partners that only want you to thrive if they thriving with you. Ooh-wee. Yeah, I said it. Some of y'all got partners that are in secret competition with you. They will sabotage anything that you lay your hands on, all because they can't see you rising above them. But see, this is stupid because watch your tone, Jay, watch your tone. You know what, Jay?
Everybody was
Kung Fu chops, baby. Ow, ow, it hurts. Finish, Jay ass. Let me tell y'all something. Yeah, y'all ain't think I had sound effects and stuff? Y'all ain't think I had sound effects and stuff? My last situation, my partner was jealous of my growth because they weren't growing. And see, that's what it be. A lot of people don't want to see, a lot of partners don't want to see you grow because they got that crab in a barrel mentality. It's all good if you growing, if they're growing on the same level with you. But the second they feel like you're rising a tad bit above them, they're going to do everything they can to pull your ass back down to where they are. And all this will do is not only hinder your growth, it can ruin your self-esteem. Because if your own partner doesn't believe in you, why would the rest of the world believe in you? When you ask questions like that, you hear this. Bars. Listen, I got time to date these cartoons and spitting bars. Let's go.
Did they encourage you to step out of your comfort zone? Did they celebrate a raise or a promotion you received at work? If you're
Does your partner celebrate you when you accomplish some things? Are they excited when I just got a promotion at work, babe? They should be excited. They should have the pom-poms on. They should be, yeah, let's go. But if they not, it might be signs of a toxic relationship. Some of y'all ignore all the signs of a toxic relationship. Then you wake up one day wondering why your relationship has not prospered, why it hasn't grown. Your partner is supposed to water your heart and watch it grow. Yeah, I said it. Your partner is supposed to water your heart and watch it grow, not pour asphalt on it and bury you. Ooh, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Your partner gives you the support you're looking for, your relationship may be healthy and genuine. But if your partner doesn't support your goals or ambitions, your relationship may be more toxic than you realize. Number 3, subtle isolation.
Do they isolate you? Let's go.
Does your partner isolate you from your friends or family? Do they force you to create distance from the people you care about?
Now listen, before they say control and dominate, I'm going to break it down. If your partner is trying to isolate you from your family and friends, that joker may have narcissistic traits. See, what they do is they isolate you from their family so they can start the mental abuse and breaking down on you so they can control and dominate you. They don't want nobody in your life to be able to say, hey, you better watch that joker because X, Y, and Z. So they want you to get away from them. And once they break you away from all of your family and friends, that's when the BS comes. Does your partner subtly isolate you? Let's go.
Many toxic partners will try to control and dominate your life. They want 100% of your time and attention, so they use manipulative tactics to cause rifts in your relationships. For example, a toxic partner may dislike the close relationship that you have with your best friend. When your partner sees the two of you together, they may become jealous because they want to possess every bit of your attention. They want to control you, so they may subtly destroy you and your friend's relationship. Toxic partners will make up lies and twist people's words. They'll force you to choose sides. They'll encourage you to argue and spend time apart. A toxic partner wants you and your friend to stop seeing each other, and that way you spend all of your time trapped under your partner's thumb. This toxic pattern affects a surprising number of relationships. From the outside, it's easy to spot, but when you're trapped in this toxic dynamic, it can be difficult to recognize obvious red flags.
These cartoons be spitting bars. Signs of a toxic relationship, people. Signs of a toxic relationship.
You may think your partner is trustworthy. You may start to doubt your friends and family. You may feel like you have to pick favorites or choose sides. But a loving partner never damages your other relationships. They want you to have strong connections with your friends and family because they want you to be happy. Instead of telling lies or spilling secrets, a loving partner works hard to connect with the people that you care about. So if someone is important to you, that someone will also be important to them. So don't let a toxic partner disrupt your closest connections. It may feel like your partner's helping or saving you from a bad situation, but the truth is, your toxic partner wants you all to themselves.
They want you all to themselves. Signs of a toxic relationship, people. Signs of a toxic relationship. Let's go.
Number 4, attacking personality. In healthy relationships, partners give each other constructive criticism. You should help your partner identify and improve upon their weaknesses because you want them to grow into a happier, more successful individual. But in a toxic relationship, criticism is rarely ever constructive. In fact, many toxic people regularly attack their partner's personalities. For one reason or another, toxic partners want to lower your confidence and self-esteem. They want to insult and belittle you. They want to make you feel weak and small, often because they're struggling with issues of their own. But how do you know if your partner is being helpful or toxic? Criticism from a loving partner is never cruel or accusatory. They don't call you names, exaggerate your flaws, or hurt your feelings.
Your partner is supposed to uplift, encourage, motivate you, not belittle you and hurt your feelings.
Toxic criticisms, on the other hand, quickly resort to name-calling and exaggeration. A toxic partner wants to hurt your feelings, even if what they're saying isn't fair or true. For example, if you forget to take out the trash, a toxic partner will use that opportunity to bring you down. They may call you lazy or ungrateful. They may shame you for making a small mistake. In a toxic relationship, every petty issue can evolve into a deeply personal attack. Partners who attack or insult each other rarely have the other person's best interests in mind. If this sounds familiar, you're in a toxic relationship, and it's time to set yourself free.
It's time to go. Signs of a toxic
Number 5.
relationship.
Stonewalling.
Stonewalling.
Not every toxic trait is loud or insulting. Just because someone isn't yelling at you doesn't mean their behavior is healthy.
Don't y'all let them make you think that the silent treatment is healthy. It's one thing if y'all having an issue and they say, baby, look, I need some time to calm down. We will revisit this conversation later. That's the grown-up thing to do. That's a part of communicating in a proper manner. And then once you're calm, you actually go back to have that conversation because you want a resolution. But if they automatically stop talking to you and then never come back to the conversation, because let's be real, if there's an issue, it has to be discussed. Otherwise, it will fester and explode. So, let's go.
Or loving. For example, have you ever had a partner give you the silent treatment? Or maybe your partner repeatedly ignored your problems or neglected your needs. In both cases, your partner is using a manipulative strategy called stonewalling. Instead of listening to your needs or engaging with you on an emotional level, they withdraw their attention and emotions from the relationship. Now, in some cases, a stonewalling partner will stop talking to you for days or weeks on end. When this happens, you may feel like you've done something wrong. You may feel like it's your responsibility to break down their walls and earn their attention. But that's exactly what your toxic partner wants. Stonewalling is one way that partners subtly control and manipulate your behavior. One moment they give you their full attention, and the next they withdraw into themselves, leaving you wondering what you did wrong. But stonewalling isn't something healthy and loving partners do. Instead, they prioritize open communication and emotional vulnerability.
If you're in a relationship, it requires open communication and emotional vulnerability. That means you communicate to resolve. See, what happens when you don't communicate an issue? It festers, it lingers. And what happens is you become a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. And then the next thing that happened might be that one very thing that sends you over the edge. Can't make this stuff up, people. Let's go.
At every stage, they pay attention to each other's feelings and they listen to each other's needs. So don't let your toxic partner shut you down any longer. If this person isn't willing to be vulnerable or communicate openly, your relationship may be more toxic than you realize. Number 6, one-sided compromises.
One-sided relationships, people. Signs of a toxic relationship. Let's go.
Does your partner win every argument? Are you always making compromises so your partner can have what they want? This is a common issue for introverted or unassertive partners. You enter a relationship hoping your partner will understand your limitations, but instead they abuse your personality type to push their own agenda. At every turn, you're the one making sacrifices. You give up your time, your energy, and your resources, but they hardly ever return the favor. When they do, your partner may act like you're a huge burden on their lives. You may feel guilty asking your partner for favors, despite doing favors for your partner all the time.
Y'all better recognize these one-sided relationships.
This toxic dynamic can evolve into an unfair, one-sided relationship. Your partner may believe the relationship revolves entirely around them. But that's not the way a healthy relationship works. You and your partner should both make compromises. Each person should be willing to make sacrifices for the other. In a loving relationship, doing your partner a favor isn't a burden or an inconvenience. It's an opportunity to show that person how much you value their wants and needs. So don't settle for someone who takes advantage of you. If someone isn't willing to give as much as they get, your partner is a toxic person. Number 7, continuous arguments.
Continuous arguments. And I'm talking arguments for absolutely nothing. See, when a relationship is toxic, you can't stand each other. So any and everything will trigger an argument. Baby, the sun is shining today. No, it's not. No, what? Y'all better wake up. Signs of a toxic relationship. Let's go.
Many toxic partners cannot control their emotions, especially negative emotions like anger and frustration. For example, your partner may get angry about the smallest, pettiest issues. Even if you apologize, their anger never seems to go away. Every discussion explodes into a long, emotionally exhausting argument. You can take the blame 100 times over, but your partner refuses to forgive or move on. Petty, continuous arguments are a common feature in toxic relationships.
Ooh, wait, these cartoons be spitting bars.
One partner desperately wants to make up and move forward, while the other partner is holding a grudge. Sometimes a toxic partner will use guilt as a weapon, lord your mistakes over your head, or make rash generalizations like, "How can I ever trust you again?" When this happens, you may feel like the bad guy. You may feel like it's your fault for hurting them so deeply. But the problem isn't you. You and your partner aren't able to resolve conflicts effectively because your partner does not have a firm grasp on their emotions. Your partner may be experiencing a range of feelings like sadness and shame, but they don't have the emotional intelligence to differentiate between their emotions. Instead of feeling sadness or shame, they only understand anger, so the real problem never gets solved. If constant anger affects your relationship, your partner may not be able to resolve emotional conflicts in a healthy way. They can't see problems clearly, and they can't understand anyone's feelings but their own. So don't let your partner's anger cause you any more unhappiness.
Listen, these cartoons be spitting bars. Yeah, and I got time. What you say, Mr. Straight Up? He said, boy, you better spit these bars. So I'm gonna give it to you. In a healthy relationship, everything kind of just works. Sure, you might disagree from time to time or come up with bumps in the road, but generally you make decisions together, openly discuss any problems that arise, and genuinely enjoy each other's company. However, toxic relationships are a whole nother story, people. In toxic relationships, you might consistently feel drained or unhappy after spending time with your partner, which only suggests that some things need to change. Maybe the relationship no longer feels enjoyable. You might still love your partner, but for some reason you always seem to rub each other the wrong way and can't seem to stop arguing over minor issues. Yeah. You might even dread the thought of seeing them instead of looking forward to as you used to in the past. So what are some signs of a toxic relationship? Have a seat, Mr. Straight Up. Have a seat. You're always trying to take the shine of the show. So what are some of the signs of a toxic relationship? Again, you can't talk about healing from a toxic relationship or when to leave a toxic relationship if you don't know the signs. A lack of support. We already covered this one, but I'm going to go deeper. Healthy relationships are based on mutual desire to see each other succeed in all areas of life. But when things turn toxic, every achievement merely becomes a competition. The time you spend together no longer feels positive. You don't feel supported or encouraged, and you can't trust them to show up for you. Instead, you might get the impression that your needs and interests never matter, that your partner only cares about what they want. Does your partner genuinely support you, or does it seem like a competition? When you ask questions like that, you hear this. Bars. Signs of a toxic relationship, people. Toxic communication. Instead of kindness and mutual respect, most of your conversations are filled with sarcasm or criticism and fueled by contempt. Do you catch yourself making sly remarks to your friends or family members? Maybe you repeat what they said in a mocking tone when they're in another room. You might even start dodging their calls just to get a break from the inevitable arguments and hostility. Is this you? If it is you, you might be in a toxic relationship. Yeah. I'm not playing with y'all. Yeah, I know. Y'all used to y'all see the pretty flickering screens, the hat, the shirt. You see all the pretty graphics and you thought you was gonna pull up on the Straight Up podcast and hear some drama and BS like the rest of the stuff that's on Facebook. No, on this show, we raise awareness. On this show, we spit bars. On this show, we gonna help people be better in their lives. Jay McNary said, your partner is supposed to be your safe place. Bars. If you are constantly finding ways to be away from them or can't ever seem to have a good day because it's always something, then it's time to go. And I'm glad she said it's time to go, because here in a minute after I break down these toxic signs, I'm absolutely going to tell you when it's time to leave a toxic relationship. Yeah. Signs of a toxic relationship, people: envy or jealousy. Controlling behavior. While it's perfectly fine to experience a little envy from time to time, it can become an issue if your envy keeps you from thinking positively about your partner's successes. The same goes for jealousy. Yes, it's a perfectly natural human emotion. Let's get that out the way. But when it leads to constant suspicion and mistrust, it can quickly begin to erode your relationship. That's right. We call that committing slow murder to your relationship. Controlling behaviors. Does your partner ask where you are all the time? Maybe they become annoyed or irritated when you don't immediately answer texts, or text you again and again until you do. Those behaviors might stem from jealousy or lack of trust, but they can also suggest a need for control. Also, throw in insecurity, all of which can contribute to relationship toxicity. In some cases, these attempts at control can also suggest abuse later on down the line. Man, I told you I just look like this. I be spitting bars. I told you I just look like this. I be spitting bars. Signs of a toxic relationship, people: resentment. Holding on to grudges and letting them fester will only chip away at intimacy. And for all of you clueless dudes out there, intimacy is much more than sex. Ooh, yeah, I know a lot of y'all think when you think intimacy, you only think sex. Newsflash, you're seeing intimacy is a walk in the park. Intimacy is a cuddling. Intimacy is having an intellectual, deep conversation with the one you love while staring into her eyes. Intimacy is much more than sex. Over time, frustration or resentment can build up and make a smaller thing much, much bigger. Whether you tend to nurse those grievances quietly because you don't feel safe speaking up when someone bothers you, if you can't trust your partner to listen to your concerns, your relationship could absolutely be toxic. I got time today. Yeah. I just looked at my watch. I got time today. Signs of a toxic relationship, people: dishonesty. If you find yourself constantly making up lies about where your whereabouts or who you meet up with, whether that's because you want to avoid spending time with your partner or because you worry how they'll react if you tell them the truth, it might be a toxic relationship, people. When you're in a relationship, you genuinely want to be around that person because they make you feel joyful. But if you lying just to stop being around them, it's time to go. It's time to go. Signs of a toxic relationship. Yeah. Intimacy is the actual connection. The better the intimacy, the better the sex. Abso-fucking-lutely. See, and a lot of dudes don't understand that intellectual conversation is stimulation. And once you've stimulated that woman intellectually, the sex is going to be, oh my God. See, we call it crock pot foreplay, people. I know this is off topic, but she said it. I'm going to go there. We call it crock pot foreplay, people. Those good morning texts, those baby how you doing, those baby how was your day, attentive listening, actively engaging in the conversation instead of sending that whack-ass 3-letter WYD. Throughout the day, that crock pot is warming up, and by the time you get it, she be ready to make that shit clap. It'd be nice and tender and wet and juicy, and oh my God. Y'all fellas better start learning y'all better start learning what intimacy is. Signs of a toxic relationship: negative financial behaviors. This is a big one, y'all. This is a big one. Sharing finances with a partner often involves some level of agreement about how you'll spend or save your money. That said, it's not necessarily toxic if one person chooses to spend money on items the other partner doesn't approve of. It can be toxic, though, if you came to an agreement with each other about the finances and the other partner consistently disrespects that agreement, whether by purchasing big-ticket items or withdrawing large sums of money. Finances kill people's relationships, so let me say this. I need people to start dating with a purpose. If you can't afford your own damn bills, you got no business dating.
Yeah, talk to him.
Yeah, I said it. Pause. I said it. If you can't afford your own bills, you have no business dating. Because all that's going to do is put a strain on the other person to carry the load financially. If you can't carry your own water, you got no listen, my dick don't even get hard if I'm broke. My dick don't even get hard if I can't afford my bills. So why would I be out here dating? I'm out here trying to get a bag if I'm broke. See, but it's a lot of y'all be out here looking for a helpmate. You want somebody to carry the load for you financially. And this is only committing slow murder to a relationship before it even happens. Because if I got to carry the load financially, what the fuck do I need you for? When you ask questions like that, you hear this. Bars. Listen, I'm going to say this. I don't care. I'm going to say it. On this show, we give it to them raw. Yeah. On this show, we give it to them raw. If you can't afford your bills and you are out dating, you are the lowest scum of the earth. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Because you are looking for someone to save you. You looking for Captain Save-A-Ho. You looking for Captain Save... Yeah. Yeah. I am not thinking about dating if my finances are in order. You have no business dating if you got unhealed traumas, financial... Yeah. If you in a bind financially, or if you got a whole bunch of insecurities from past relationships. See, a lot of y'all jump from relationship to relationship, but you never heal. And since you never heal, you be taking all them insecurities from the past relationship into the next. You are dooming a relationship before it even starts. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Signs of a toxic relationship: constant stress or ignoring your own needs. Ordinary life challenges comes up all the time, people. A job loss, an illness from a family member. And that can create tension in your relationship. But finding yourself constantly on edge, even when you aren't facing stress from outside sources, is a key indicator that something might be off. And that ongoing stress will take a toll on you physically and mentally. You might frequently feel miserable, mentally and physically exhausted, or unwell altogether. Ignoring your own needs, going along with whatever your partner wants to do, even when it goes against your own wishes or comfort level, is a sure sign of toxicity. Say they planned a vacation that would take you out of town on your mom's birthday, but when they asked you what dates were convenient, you emphasized that any dates were fine as long as you didn't miss your mom's birthday. You don't want to point this out since you don't want to start a fight. So you say, great, I'm excited. Now you stressed. Now you... Ooh, wait. Monty Durant is in the building. Monty Durant is in the building. It might be a sign of a toxic relationship if you got a lack of self-care. In a toxic relationship, you might let go of your usual self-care habits. You're going to withdraw from your hobbies that you once loved. You're going to neglect your health and sacrifice all your free time for your man or woman. This might happen because you simply don't have the energy for their activities, or because your partner disapproves when you do your own thing. And understand something, if your partner is always disapproving of anything that you wish to do, if it is always about him or her, then newsflash, just saying, it might be a sign that the relationship is toxic. It might be committing slow murder to that relationship. I know y'all see the pretty flickering screens and the graphics and you thought you was gonna get some bullshit and some drama like the rest of Facebook. But on this show, we gonna spit some bars. On this show, we gonna raise awareness. On this show, we gonna talk that talk. I got time today. A lot of y'all don't understand that a sign of a toxic relationship is always hoping for change. Some of y'all fall in love with the potential of that man or woman. Oh shit. Some of y'all fall in love with the potential of that man or woman. Oh, he can be great if he do this or that. Or she would be a great woman if she can do this or that. And then you wake up 5 years later and he or she ain't changed shit, and you stuck in an unhealthy ass relationship. You done lost yourself completely in that relationship, and then you wondering why. You're gonna stay in that relationship because you remember how much fun you had in the beginning. Y'all fall in love with the honeymoon phase of the relationship, and you think that if you just change yourself for your actions, they will change as well. Newsflash, just saying, they're never gonna change. When someone shows you who they are, believe it.
Yeah, talk to him.
Yeah, I got time today. I got time. Yeah, I know. Y'all thought y'all was gonna get some bullshit and some drama. Nah, we spitting bars on this show. Signs of a toxic relationship: walking on eggshells. You worry that bringing up any problem will provoke extreme tension, so you become conflicted and avoidant, and you keep all issues to yourself. We all get to hear about when to get into a relationship. Yeah, I got time today. I'm not playing with y'all. Today. Now that we know some of the signs of a toxic relationship, now it's time to go deeper. We all get to hear about when to get into a relationship, but we never, ever hear anything about when to leave a toxic relationship. Do you feel suffocated in your relationship and it feel like it's nearing the end? Knowing when to leave a relationship is essential in order to break off and break out of that chain of toxicity. So now I'm gonna tell you some of the signs of when you need to leave a toxic relationship. Yeah, I know y'all thought y'all was gonna see all these pretty ass graphics, this pretty ass hat, this pretty ass shirt, and you was gonna come on here and get the same bullshit and drama that everybody else on social media get. No, on this show, we gonna help it grow. We gonna spit bars. We gonna spit awareness. We gonna help people get their relationships right. We gonna help motivate y'all to accomplish all your goals and all your dreams. We gonna do Entrepreneurs Corner and help these small businesses get their shit out there. On this show, somebody decided to build a platform to create a difference, and I got fucking time today. So when should you leave a toxic relationship? I don't know. If the relationship is toxic in itself, it's the rule. Everything seems good and sweet in the beginning, in that honeymoon phase, and then it turns sour and painful. Like movies, our relationships will face ups and downs with time. Sometimes they survive and see the bright days, but sometimes they're lost somewhere along the journey. No one aims at a toxic relationship ever. No one wants to be drained completely and you feeling half dead. It's always better to make an exit from a toxic relationship when you're at the receiving end. If you think the situation is going out of hand and you're feeling stressed all the time, leave immediately. The problem is y'all never leave. You will complain to everybody but your mate. You will sit there, we understand that a relationship is supposed to lighten your mood, not ruin it. We I got time today. Aura Ray Rainey, how you feeling, honey? I got time today. You might want to leave a relationship if the foundation is shaken. Honesty, loyalty, trust, and unconditional love. These are the foundations of a successful relationship. Who in the world wants to be with a dishonest, untrustworthy, disloyal, and suffocating love? Never, ever. If by any chance you've discovered that the foundation of your relationship is shaken, it is one of them signs that you need to get the hell up out the relationship. I keep telling y'all, if they show you who they are, believe them. I got time today. I got time. Let me sip this coffee and light this cigar. How y'all feeling today, by the way? How y'all feeling today? Because I got time. I got time. And listen, let me tell y'all something. It's only going to get worse. Because next week, let's see, some of y'all are used to toxicity. Yeah. Some of y'all, I said it. Some of y'all are used to toxicity. Some of y'all have normalized toxicity. And I get it. I understand. Why do I understand? We've watched our grandmas be in toxic relationships, our granddaddies' toxic relationships, our mama and daddy's toxic relationship, aunties and uncles' toxic relationships. So the only way we know how to be in a relationship is if it's toxic. But there's a different way, and I understand that so many of us were never told or never show how to have a healthy, loving relationship. But I'm going to learn y'all something today. And it's only going to get worse because guess what? Next week, the topic, grown-ass boys. That's right, because it's a lot of grown-ass boys out here, men with childish-ass mentalities. Yeah, I got time. Let me light this cigar. Let me light this damn cigar. I don't want one. I'm on one. Signs that you might need to leave a toxic relationship. If physical love is replaced by physical or mental abuse. If it's love, there is no space for any type of physical or mental abuse. I already spoke about emotional abuse your partner may give out, which will guide you when to leave a relationship. However, you must not ignore any sort of mental or physical abuse. When in love, you respect each other as a person. You respect each other's ideas, lifestyles, and aspirations. You will work together to support your partner in every way possible and ensure they achieve whatever they dream of. Nonetheless, when there is any sort of emotional or physical abuse, it is a sign that love has dried off. You got to take this as an unsaid communication that they don't need you anymore and walk out of that relationship. Pammy Sue is in the building. Pammy Sue is in the building. She said it took me years, but I finally left it and moved on to an amazing person. Hey, Pammy, tell James I said, security.
Yeah, talk to him.
Listen, man, that's my dog. That's my dog there. She been supporting me since before I even came out with this podcast. I love her whole damn life. I love her husband's whole damn life. And I'm so fucking proud of you, everything that you're accomplishing and walking away from that toxic ass job and starting school and all that. Pammy Sue, understand I love you. I cherish you. And I'm so proud of you. That's right, on this show, we give each other flowers. Give people their flowers while they're alive, man. Because some of y'all wait until a person dies, and then that's when you want to give them their flowers. Fuck that. Give people their flowers while they're alive. Signs of a toxic relationship, people. If you begin to always justify your actions, recall your last arguments with your mate, and figure out what that approach was. Were you trying to dissolve the fight just by over-explaining yourself? Fights are usual between couples. And in such situations, you know when to leave a relationship. You often feel the need to justify yourself to your partner or to yourself, but it often leads to irreconcilable differences. If this is always the case, you might be in a toxic relationship, people. I'm glad you did, Pammy. I'm glad you did. And listen, real quick, hey, man, y'all help me grow, man. I'm trying to get this show out here on Facebook. I'm no longer on Twitch. Twitch was lit, but I couldn't do it anymore. Too much bullshit, hate, and crazy shit on Twitch. So listen, man, do me a favor and hit that share button, man. Share it to all your favorite groups and stuff. I'm here every single Sunday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It might be a sign that you need to leave a toxic relationship if there is a lack of effort. Oh, shit. When you feel your partner is not making any efforts in a relationship, lack of effort might not necessarily mean lack of love. They may still love you, but it might feel that there's nothing left in the relationship because you see no initiations from your partner's side. I keep telling people reciprocation is a lost art. So if you're always the one trying to make the changes and trying to put forth the effort to ensure that the relationship lasts and grows, it might be time to go. In such situations, you don't give each other enough emotional support or even spend time together. You notice is one of the signs when to leave a relationship because you are unable to bring this up to your partner in a non-judgmental way. Man, I got time today. This next one is the one. It might be time to leave a relationship if the relationship is hampering your growth. Understand that a relationship is supposed to bring out the best in you. They're supposed to make you feel great. And your partner should unleash the best in you. Your partner is meant to push you, encourage you to become better and to prosper in life. But if you feel your relationship is stopping you from moving forward, it is one of the reasons you need to leave a relationship. If your relationship is not contributing, look at me fucking up words, is not contributing to that, it can be difficult to survive the long-term relationship goals. Some of y'all don't know when to leave a toxic relationship. It might be a time to leave a toxic relationship if there is a lack of communication. If you and your partner have stopped communicating or expressing your feelings, it means that your relationship is dwindling, is failing. If you are not consciously communicating, it is hard for the relationship to evolve. Communication is one of the most important pillars of any relationship. And if there's a gap, it's going to create confusion and lead to presumptions and harm the relationship in many ways. And let me go here. Let me go deeper when we talk about communication. Because see, a lot of y'all believe y'all always yelling communication is key, but y'all don't understand that comprehension is key. See, a lot of y'all know how to say everything that's wrong, but you don't make sure your partner understands the things that you are telling them. There are three signs of great communication. Sending, that's you communicating. Receiving, ensuring that the other person received that message. And then feedback. They communicating back to you that they understand this is how it should go. Hey, Jay, I don't like when you do such and such and such and such because it makes me feel such and such and such. Jay will then say, I understand. That means she comprehended what I was saying to her. Now she will come on and her response should be something like, I understand and I will work to ensure this doesn't happen again. That is effective communication. But see, what y'all do is y'all communicate how y'all want to communicate. See, people don't understand that everybody communicates differently. Yeah. Everyone communicates differently, people. And when people talk communication, they mean communicate how the hell I want to communicate, and that's it. That's not how it works. It's not how it works, people. You gotta ensure that and some of y'all don't understand that communication should have a resolution in mind. See what happens in relationships. Yes, tone absolutely matters. So y'all ever watch The Dog Whisperer, right? On The Dog Whisperer, I'm not comparing men and women and dogs, but it's the same concept. In The Dog Whisperer, he will always say, make sure they are calm and submissive. Y'all gotta pick the right time to have conversations about things. See, what y'all do if something happens in a relationship, y'all texting all day, bugging him or her all day. Y'all can't wait for him or her to get home so y'all can it don't be communication, it be an argument, right? That person gets home, you don't got a whole list of stuff that you wanted to say, and you start spitting out. You don't ask that person how was their day. That person could have just lost their mama, their best friend. Something bad could have happened in their life that twists their mood up. But y'all hit them with this bullshit as soon as they walk through the door. Then that person is now on the defensive. So now they're going to hit you back with rebuttals and bullshit. Now that communication done turned into an argument. Now you get mad, you run out the other way. He get mad, he run out the other way, and nothing got resolved. And since nothing got resolved, guess what happens? It festers up inside of y'all. Next thing you know, y'all done went and had sex. Y'all done went and had makeup sex. But you didn't have a conversation about the issue at hand. So guess what happens? Later on down the line, when something else comes up, it's going to explode. Yeah. See, some of y'all, when we talk communication, a lot of y'all that have a great day, Pammy. When it comes to communication, a lot of y'all only communicate when it best serves your purpose, or you'll communicate to everybody but your partner. A lot of people do this. A lot of y'all are guilty of this. A lot of y'all literally communicate to everybody but your partner. You'll communicate to your best friends. You'll communicate to your side piece. You'll communicate to your mama, your daddy. And here's what I don't understand. Y'all be mad at that man or woman, but that man or woman don't even know it's an issue. So they're carrying on about their life like everything cool. They don't even know it's a problem because you done communicated it to everybody but them. And guess what? Keep your family and friends out of your business, because a lot of people that y'all communicating to is using that shit as an excuse to hit your man or woman up as y'all venting to them. They in their inbox. Yeah. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Signs that you might need to leave a toxic relationship if you feel a loss of love. Communicating / vent to other folks in toxic relationships. Hey, Jay, that shit real, man. That shit real. You know how many people will vent to everybody else except they mate? Then be wondering why nothing ever changes. Wondering why nothing ever gets fixed. You got nobody to blame but self. Because if that person doesn't know what's going on, how can you be mad at them? If that person doesn't know that there's an issue, how the hell can they fix it? I ask questions like that. You hear this? Yeah. Hey, and Jay, don't get it twisted. You absolutely need to be a guest on this show. You absolutely need to be a guest on this show. Listen, I do this. I built this show from scratch by myself. Everything you see and hear, created by me. Black owned everything, baby. On Top Productions. Yeah. If you don't communicate, let me just show y'all. I got room for plenty people. I got room for plenty people to come on this show. Yeah. So, Jay, pick a topic and pull up. Yeah. Let me tell y'all something. What if it's something you've already expressed and still didn't do any good? I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad you asked that. And hey, Tina, I miss you. How you been? Tina said, what if it's something you've already expressed and still didn't do any good? Nothing changes. Listen, if you last week we talked about boundaries. Okay? When you communicate to someone that you don't like something or something they're doing is an issue, that is now a boundary that has been set. If they do this again, it is now disrespect. They have now crossed your boundary. Okay? And so many times what we do is we set a boundary, but we don't stick to the boundary. You should never have to communicate more than one time something that you don't like. It should go like this, Tina. Tina tells me she don't like something. I'm going to do everything in my power to not commit that infraction again if I love Tina. But if I continue it, it is now disrespect. And there should be consequences for people crossing your boundaries. Yeah. There should be consequences for when people crosses your boundaries. Because if you don't have consequences to them boundaries, guess what? You've now became an enabler. So Tina, if you communicate to that man and that man doesn't listen, it is now disrespect. He does not respect you the way you think he does. So now it's time for some consequences. And if you don't give them consequences, you are now an enabler. Because not being strict with your boundaries only lets the person know that they can continue to get away with it. And when you let somebody get away with something, they're going to continue to do something more. You give them an inch, they take a mile. Every single trip. Every single trip. If you give them an inch, they will take a mile. Yeah, I got time today. I need people to understand that toxic relationships are characterized by a lack of trust, controlling behaviors, and frequent lying. Often one partner is prioritized instead of coming together as a team. While toxic relationship can at times be healed, both partners must be willing to adapt and work on the relationship. While every relationship goes through ups and downs, a toxic relationship is consistently unpleasant and draining for most people, to the point that negative moments outweigh and outnumber the positive ones. The line between healthy and unhealthy relationships can quickly be crossed, and it may be difficult to identify, even with signs that might seem obvious to others. Ooh-wee. I was stuck on stupid for 9 years because I didn't stick to my boundaries. Listen, first of all, I salute you for recognizing it, and I salute you for finally moving on. Right, so let's get that out the way. So, to you.
Yeah, talk to him.
Yeah. And the reason why I salute you is because it's a difficult thing to do. Some of us be in unhealthy, toxic-ass relationship for years. Some of us never realize we're in a toxic relationship. Some of us never had a show like this to tell them some of the signs of a toxic relationship. And we'll be stuck in a relationship that's unhealthy for so long that we will completely lose ourselves. And losing yourself is a horrible thing. Because when you lose yourself, you stop taking care of yourself. You stop prioritizing self. There ain't no self-love at all. Your self-esteem is reduced. You forget completely who you are. But I salute you because you realized it don't matter how long it took. You realized it and you moved on. And I need everybody to do that. Back to communication for a second. There's a lot of, but when you truly love yourself, you won't allow anyone to treat you less than bars. Bars. Hey, Jay, she get on my damn nerves, but she spitting bars. She said, but when you truly love yourself, you won't allow anyone to treat you less than. See, but there's the tricky thing. There's, what you say, Mr. Straight Up? He said, you better spit them bars. It's a tricky thing when you speak of loving yourself, Jay. And I'm going to tell you why. Majority of the people don't love themselves in the first place. Uh-oh. Yeah, we about to go there. We about to go there. Majority of people don't love themselves in the first place, and this is why they accept the bullshit. See, I got a real problem when people don't love themselves and then jump into a relationship, because if you don't love yourself, how can you communicate or explain to somebody else how to love you? Some of y'all don't even know your love language and you out here dating. Yeah, I said it. Some of y'all got to be in tune with self. And see, here's what happened. We have, yeah, Tina, I'm on their ass. I'm on their ass. Some of us have them microwave relationships. They quit, they feel good for a half a second, and then they disappear. They get cold. Some of us relationship hop. We see it on social media all the time. On Wednesday, they went out for drinks. They kicked it. Mind you, they're not dating with a purpose at all. Now, he looks so good in them gray sweatpants. She looks so good in them tight-ass jeans. Mind you, you're not dating with a sober mind either because y'all been smoking, drinking. It's not a date. It's kicking it. Now, y'all done messed around and smashed. The next day, you see somebody's relationship status changes on social media. They repeat the same thing over the weekend. On Sunday, they get in an argument. That argument lingers until Monday. Tuesday, they break up. The relationship status goes back to single. By Wednesday, they repeating the same thing over and over again. And since they didn't heal, see, healing is important in relationships. That's what people don't understand. It is so important to heal in relationships. Hey, y'all laughing. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all know y'all seen a whole bunch of people relationship status change every other damn week. You be like, damn, what do you got another boyfriend? Hey, where the hell they do that at? Damn, you got another man? You got another woman? And when you just with such and such? You know what I'm saying? But people don't understand that healing is essential after a breakup from a relationship. It's absolutely essential. Because if that relationship was toxic, it caused you some insecurities. And if you don't fix them insecurities, if you don't heal and properly, see, a lot of people's problem is they become desperate and lonely. But understand something. There's a difference in being lonely and being alone. See, if you're being alone, you're practicing self-care. You're practicing self-love. You'll take yourself on a date. You'll pamper yourself. You'll be healing. But when you're lonely, you become desperate. Henceforth, you will accept some bullshit from somebody. And in the middle of the night, when you're all by yourself and you see them raggedy ass people who be all on social media in the middle of the night talking about I'm alone, somebody jumps in the inbox. Next thing you know, somebody's on the way to your house, make it clap. Y'all don't even know each other. And let the toxicity train begin. Yeah, I said it. I got time. I got time. I'm not playing with y'all. I got time. Hostile communication. Jay said it a second ago. I was saving it, but let's go there. If you try to communicate with your partner and they're yelling, screaming, name calling, hurtful phrases, throwing and breaking things, silent treatment, constantly interrupting, always using you statements or blaming statements. If they're listening to respond instead of listening to hear and understand you, hostile communication can cause tension and create further distrust between y'all. You gotta have open communication, people. A lot of y'all are in relationships that are all take and no give. Uh-oh. If your relationship consistently revolves around what makes your partner happy and ignores all of your needs, that is absolutely a sign of toxicity. Being considerate of your partner is one thing, but if you find yourself saying no to yourself frequently just to say yes to them, you might want to consider some boundaries. If they dismiss, belittle, or bulldoze your boundaries, toxic relationship. It might be a one-sided relationship if you're always being the first one to text. It might be a one-sided relationships if there are always long gaps between sending a message and receiving a response. It might be a one-sided relationship if the conversations are always choppy. It might be a one-sided relationship if you're finding yourself asking over and over for them to change their behavior. It might be a one-sided relationship if you have significantly unequal division of labor, responsibility, or contribution to the relationship itself. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Some of y'all are constantly making excuses for their behavior. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Some of y'all are constantly making excuses for their behavior. If you find yourself forced into a position where you always have to defend them, might be time to go. While it's easy to fall back on the mentality of you don't know them like I do, an outside perspective from someone you know loves you, such as a friend or family member you trust, may be able to clearly see your partner's negative characteristics that are hard to acknowledge yourself. And understand something. Y'all be sitting here acting like anybody who speaks on your relationship is hating on your relationship. Understand the difference between constructive criticism and flat out hating. Because some of them people don't know you your whole life and they happy for you, but they notice the bullshit. But you didn't date with a purpose, your head in the clouds, and you, ignoring all the red flags, know the difference between constructive criticism and hating. Yeah, I said it. And guess what? If your motivation for staying in a relationship isn't your care for the other person, but for fear of being single, it may be time to give up on that relationship. If one partner, this is for you, Tina, if one partner refuses to work on a relationship, repeatedly acts poorly, dismisses your boundary, breaking all their agreements or belittling you, or is emotionally, physically, financially, or sexually abusive, it's time to leave the relationship. Being in a toxic relationship can negatively affect your mental health. You'll begin to doubt yourself, make yourself believe that you deserve the bullshit treatment, and blame yourself for letting it happen. Engaging in this negative self-talk can be a slippery slope that continues to adversely affect your mental health. Instead, as tough as it might be, you got to find ways to heal and cleanse your mind after leaving the relationship. So how do you cleanse your mind and heal after a toxic relationship? The first thing you need to do is recognize what happened in that relationship. See, when you first got out of a toxic relationship, you're mostly going to dip in and out of denial. You're going to think things like, were they really that bad? Was this all my fault? And understand that these are natural thoughts to have, but just because you have them doesn't mean that they're true. And facing that truth head on will allow you to recognize how and why the relationship turned toxic in the first place. You might not work out an exact timeline of where and when things went south, but denying that the relationship was damaging will absolutely slow the healing process. How do you heal from a toxic relationship, people? I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. I got time today. How do you heal from a toxic relationship? Sometimes you got to stop all possible contact with that person. Understand that you don't got to be friends with them. If you truly want to end that relationship, you need to say goodbye to your toxic friend or partner for good. That means unfriending them from social media, blocking or deleting their number, removing any connection that you might have with them. It is time to emotionally detach from them, people. And I understand it's going to be hard to do. But the only way you'll be able to move forward is if you learn to focus on yourself and your own thoughts and not theirs. You've been focusing on their thoughts the whole relationship. It's time to do you, boo-boo. Yeah, I got time. That's right. Cut them off and focus on your damn self. How to heal from a toxic relationship. Sometimes we need to emotionally detach by getting busy. Sometimes we got too much time in our hands. So all we do is think about that relationship. And emotionally detaching from someone can be an extremely daunting task when it seems that that's all you can think about. Instead, of twiddling your thumbs and throwing pity parties all day. You need to learn how to detach by keeping your mind busy with other thoughts. Of course, you can always go out with your friend, visit parents, tend to a hobby. But wouldn't it be great to get a job you love or throw yourself into your work? There is nothing like investing into yourself. Some of y'all don't know how to invest in yourself. Huh? Set goals for your career. Learn to feel good about yourself. Don't go back. Oh, yeah. See, Jay done started some shit. Hey, Jay, what are you doing? You know you could join the show if you wish. I can send a link. You can join the show live. Fix some edges and come on the show, Jay. Fix some edges and join the show, Jay. She said, don't go back. This is the one. Don't go back. I hate seeing it. Because now they want to do everything right just to get you back. And understand, a lot of y'all will go back and understand people won't appreciate what they got until it's gone. Yeah. And then once they'll lie to you. They'll tell you everything you want to hear just to get you back. That shit will last a couple of weeks, if that. And then they're going to go right back into doing the same dumb shit that they did before. And, right, don't go back because you're lonely. Grab that rose and call it a day. Grab that rose and make your own self. Do some of that. Yeah, I said it. Do some of that. Yeah. When you healing from a toxic relationship, you got to learn to care for yourself again. You spend a lot of time and energy caring about this toxic ex of yours. And maybe they were narcissistic. So now is the time to stop worrying about them and worry about you. Yeah, I said it. See, them edges is in the bonnet. Lord. Lord, she looking like Queen Latifah with the braids.
Yeah, talk to him.
Hey, listen, man, I talk some serious shit, but I clown too. The Straight Up Podcast is here, baby. It ain't going nowhere. Y'all might as well get used to me. Every Sunday, I'm going to spit these bars. Every Sunday, I'm going to spit these bars. And I know y'all not used to shows of substance, but I ain't going nowhere. I don't care how long it takes to build and grow. I ain't going nowhere. In order to heal from a toxic relationship, sometimes you got to reconnect with lost friends. Because here's the thing. When you're in a relationship, a lot of times it turned out to be soul-sucking and controlling. And you spent most of your time trying to please your ex and less time with your forever friends. You got to start reaching out and letting them long-lost friends know that you back and there to stay. If they are your true friends, they're gonna welcome you with open arms. Why? Because who hasn't been in that situation before? We all need to detach emotionally from a toxic person from time to time. Your true friends will understand that, and y'all gonna pick up right where y'all left off. Yeah. Yeah. Get a hobby, man. See, a lot of y'all get out of a relationship and you don't know what to do with yourself. You're lonely as hell. Then you become desperate. Next thing you know, you smashing somebody's dusty ass son, and then you're gonna be in another relationship because you settled for some bullshit. Get a hobby and emotionally detach from that relationship. You were stuck in that relationship and when they never let you out the house or they took up all of your time. It's time to move on from that narcissistic person and go for the hobby you have been putting off the entire relationship. Now is the time to love and invest in yourself, to refine yourself. Not only will that keep yourself busy, but you will also be able to use a hobby as an energy outlet for all the negative emotional energy that has been building up. Learn how to do something new. Throw yourself into it. That way you don't have time to think about your past. I got time today. Some people don't know how to heal from a toxic relationship. Learn how to attach to yourself as you emotionally detach from them. It's time to fall in love with yourself. Yeah. You are worthy of love, and the only way to attract it is to love yourself first. The longest, most important relationship you will ever have in life is with yourself. And some of y'all don't understand this. If you don't give yourself the time to heal, you ain't properly loving yourself. And since you ain't properly loving yourself, how the hell you expect somebody else to? And let's go deeper. If you don't love yourself, you're vibrating on a low ass frequency. So all you will ever attract is that toxic low frequency type man or woman. Y'all got to learn to think about the things that make you happy. Oh shit. Hey Vicky, what's happening, honey? Learn to think about the things that make you happy. Start thinking about the things that you have accomplished in life. The good that you've done for other people. And love yourself for all of those things. If you are in a relationship with a narcissistic ass person, it's going to be hard for you to focus on yourself again. But it's one of the most important steps in learning to detach emotionally from that raggedy bastard that you just got out of a relationship with. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I know y'all not used to substance. Y'all not used to substance. Y'all used to them raggedy ass shows that talk about drama all day. Y'all ain't used to awareness. But on this show, understand I'm here to stay every Sunday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Some of y'all need to learn how to invest in yourself. Understand that investing in yourself is going to set you up for future success in every single thing that you do. And I don't mean necessarily financially. This can mean through education, through a good life coach, your hobbies, even a new wardrobe. Some of y'all spend all your money on your man and woman and never spent no money on yourself, so you walking around here looking like Raggedy Ann. A key factor in being able to move on from somebody is granting yourself the permission to give yourself the things that will help you feel good about yourself. If you look good, you feel good, you carry yourself good. Sometimes our relationships can be expensive. Moving on from a toxic relationship might free up some extra money that you can now use on yourself. Ooh, wait. I'm trying to preach. I'm trying to preach. Yeah. I understand that sometimes you might have to stay in contact with a toxic person. If your toxic relationship is with someone who you absolutely cannot sever ties with, like y'all share children, or if you have a professional working relationship that cannot be cut, I get it. But you got to learn to have a parallel relationship with them. This means you are calm and cordial around them, but you still limit yourself and you limit the contact as much as possible, and you set firm boundaries. Only speak to them about the kids. Don't let them wiggle their way back in. And they will try to do it. They will use the kids to try to get back into your life. Don't do it. Understand that when you leave a toxic relationship, this is the time for you to be selfish. And honestly, ain't nothing wrong with that. You just went through a traumatic experience, and the last thing you should do is focus on someone else. You got to learn to practice self-care, whether it's exercising, journaling, or eating healthy. Then you got to try not to think of yourself as a victim, but as a survivor. Uh-oh. Yeah, Jay, that's the problem. Most people set them boundaries and never stick to them. We all been there. Even me. I ain't the podcast host to sit here and try to act like I'm perfect. I'm flawed than a motherfucker. Yeah, we all been there. Learn to think of yourself not as a victim, but as a survivor. When you're in a toxic relationship, it can be hard to shake everything that you went through. And you may consider yourself to be a victim and begin to pity yourself. Understand that you're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to have mixed emotions about the end of the relationship, but you need to recognize which emotions are serving you a good purpose and which ones are keeping you stuck. Staying in a victim mindset can prevent you from finding healthy romantic relationships in the future or even trusting yourself. You want to transition out of your victim mentality and go into a survivor mentality. This means seeing yourself as a strong person who is capable of getting through anything. Nay, what's happening? Yeah, I got time today. Healing from a toxic relationship. Don't you dare ever feel regret or self-doubt. It's natural if that does happen, though. When you exit a toxic relationship for good, feelings of regret, self-doubt, and self-blame can bubble to the surface. Understand that self-blame is a defense mechanism that we use to cover up our internal wounds. However, it's important to remember why you left the relationship in the first place. No matter how compatible you two seemingly were, it was toxic. Yeah, I got time. Oh, I'm loving these comments. They spitting bars. She said, think of yourself as a business. If that person/relationship is not good for business, then you gotta go.
Yeah, talk to him.
Meek said, self-love and self-care is a must.
Yeah, talk to him.
Hey, as I'm spitting these bars, I'm gonna ask y'all, what are some of the things that you all have done after leaving a toxic relationship? What are some of the things that you all do to heal after a toxic relationship? Once you leave a toxic relationship, it is time for you. You deserve it. While you can and should surround yourself with friends and family during a trying time, that doesn't mean you need to become an overnight social butterfly. If anything, this could be a good time to be alone and rediscover yourself. It's a time to create a space for healing and love. This means giving yourself permission to cry and feel sad, to listen or watch things that'll help you through this process, or internally repeat a mantra to yourself to remind you how to love your inner child. Your wounds are still healing, so don't rush yourself through this healing process. Yeah. Focus more on myself and my children. Yeah. What else? What do we do to heal from a toxic relationship? This next one is a big one. Yeah, getting your mental together is absolutely a must. If you want to heal, you got to learn to surround yourself with positive people. Yeah. Understand that we are and we become the average of the 5 people that we associate the most. This means that after you exit a toxic relationship, you need to surround yourself with 5 folks that are going to lift you up, not people who going to tear you down. The last thing you need is for someone to badmouth your former partner, question your worth, or provide unsolicited advice. Ooh, I was seeing a therapist to work on me, figuring out what hobbies I liked and learn what I would and wouldn't accept in the future. Bars, that's the one. And I need all folks. This next statement, this show is for everybody, but this next statement is particularly for the Black community. Dear Black community, Understand that there is nothing wrong with seeking help of a therapist. There is nothing wrong with talking to someone about how you're feeling because you can't get through it alone. There is nothing wrong with, because see, a lot of us can't trust the people that we got in our lives. A lot of the people in our lives, family, friends, regardless of who they all grew up under toxicity just like we did. So they don't understand that you really, really need help with what's going on inside of you internally. There is nothing wrong. Stop letting people belittle you or get you out of your blessings because they tell you what goes on in the house stays in the house. The house is toxic. If the house is toxic, why would I communicate something good? She said, you first have to admit that you need the help. Don't suppress the pain. Hey, listen, let me tell y'all what suppressing the pain does. When you suppress your pain, all you're doing is internalizing it. You didn't address it, so it lingers. And since it lingers, you become a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. And normally, you end up exploding on somebody that doesn't deserve it. You end up exploding on a person who actually loves and truly, genuinely cares for you, all because you suppressed your pain. Listen, as a person who suffered from PTSD, I loved every part of my counseling, and that shit helped me become the man that I am today. And that's why I created a safe place through this platform for everybody to come and be able to speak and not be judged. Yeah, hey, therapy can absolutely transform you, Jay. And a lot of people in our community don't understand that. It's nothing wrong with it. See, because in the black community, we have taught our children, and we were taught to internalize everything, suck it up and move on. Yes, Vicky, when you suppress the pain, yes, you continue to pick toxic people. And see, that's why I got a problem with men and women that constantly bash each other. You know why? Because they constantly bashing each other and they not understanding that they keep picking the same person with a different face. Same characteristic. Why? Because they're vibrating on a toxic ass frequency. They don't sit there and take time. They don't sit there and take time to work on self. When you work on self, you begin to glow different. So now you're vibrating on a higher frequency. So now the things you used to be attracted to are no longer attractive to you. But see, what y'all do is y'all never work on yourself, keep jumping in and out of these fucked up relationships and blaming the other person. Newsflash, just saying, if every single person you choose cheats on you, treats you badly, etc., there is one common denominator. You. Yeah. You can't keep picking the same type toxic ass person, then blaming them when a relationship goes left. You doomed the relationship from the start, people. You doomed the relationship from the start. Yeah. You got no one to blame but yourself. Man, listen. First of all, let me do something real quick. All of y'all who are watching and commenting right now, do me a favor and share this in one of your groups. Share it wherever. Help me grow. Let me tell you something. I really can't stand all these men and women who be all over social media bashing the other race. It drives me insane. Because the people who are doing it never worked on self. They're attracted to the bad boy or the bad girl. Hell, I know women that turn me down for drug dealers and dope boys and, you know, the wannabe thugs, and they didn't understand that I'm a whole combat vet. I'm the worst kind of savage. I'm just responsible, and I'm a protector and a provider. And them same women that turned me down for them all came back to me, and I turned their ass down because I don't take a step backwards. You had your damn chance. You blew it. So enjoy your dope boy. Enjoy your wannabe thug. But them same women picked the same type of men and still continue to pick the same type of women. These women are 35, 40, 50 years old, and yelling men ain't shit. One common denominator, though, you chose him. Yeah, I said it. Some of y'all don't understand that when you leave a toxic relationship, you gotta learn to say goodbye to some things. It might be hard to do, but if you want to properly heal, you need to focus on what you need to let go of. Do you need to let go of the idea that the relationship could work? Because see, if you don't let go of the idea that the relationship could work, you're going to end up going right back to that raggedy ass person. Y'all got to learn to focus on the present and not the past. While it might be tempting to go back to that raggedy ass person or beat yourself up, the only reason why you should be thinking about your toxic relationship is to grow from it, not to fixate on it. One of the best ways you can do this is by reminding yourself that you can't change people or your past. It happened, you learn from it, now move on. And don't you criticize yourself if you can't help it. You're human. Be patient with yourself so you can learn to appreciate what that relationship has taught you. Yeah, I got time today. Yeah. One of the most important things is to stop being angry at yourself because you probably didn't do nothing wrong. It can be hard to do. However, you don't need to live the rest of your life beating yourself up over something that's not meant to define you. Countless people have been through toxic relationships just like you, but they learn to forgive themselves and come back stronger. It's time to start taking inventory. When you realize that you might want to jump back into the dating or friendship pool, be aware of what you want your next relationship to look like. Do you want someone who is focused on their career or someone who communicates clearly about what they want? You got to identify your values and ask yourself how you want to feel when you're with someone. But a lot of y'all don't do this. A lot of y'all don't do this. A lot of y'all just jump into these damn relationships, regardless of how messed up they might be, and you never let go. So whose fault is it that you keep picking the same man or woman? Huh? Whose fault is it? Can't blame someone if you... Hold on one second. There we go. Tagging people into it. You can't blame no one but yourself if you continuously choose a toxic person. And see, the problem with a lot of y'all is that you don't know your self-worth. Uh-oh. Yeah. That's the one. The problem with a lot of y'all is you don't know your self-worth. Self-worth is a sense of one's own value or worth as a person. In other words, self-worth is a state of being that is defined by unconditional self-acceptance, self-respect, self-understanding, and self-love. And the most important thing to understand is that self-worth is not based on anything external. Yeah. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Self-worth is not based on anything external. Things like your job, no matter what type of job you have or how much you love or hate it, your job does not define who you are as a person. Your social media following, who gives a damn if you got 1 million followers? It can feel like the number of followers you got determines your value, but you're more complex than what anyone can see on a screen. Your age, your appearance, other people, the number of friends you have, your relationship status. It doesn't mean you're not worthy of love or being loved. The money you have in a bank does not determine your self-worth. And see, that's a lot of y'all's problem. You put yourself on a pedestal based off of material. Oh, shit. A lot of y'all put yourself on a pedestal because of the materialistic things that you have. And y'all don't understand that none of these things determine your self-worth. Your worth is entirely up to you. You are worthy because you say you're worthy and because you believe it. If you have a high level of self-worth and you have the ability to hold a favorable opinion of yourself independently of the materialistic things that you have in your life, no matter how tough life gets, your self-worth is based on a solid foundation of self-acceptance. The unflinching nature of self-worth allows you to set your goals and achieve them. Oh, shit. See, when you get to talking self-worth, people get, yeah. When you get to talking self-worth, yeah. Yeah. So many of y'all don't understand self-worth. Huh? But listen, y'all. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. It's football season. Next Sunday, it's going to get real because the topic, grown ass boys. Yeah, I said it. All these so-called grown ass men. Yeah. Next Sunday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the topic, grown ass boys. That's right. All these so-called grown ass men with children's mentalities. And I ain't holding no punches. I am an equal opportunity basher. I give it to the men, the women, the grandmas, the grandpas, the kids, the ugly ass dog pissing on your carpet in the corner. Everybody gets it. Make sure y'all tune in next Sunday because it's going down. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Please share and help the Straight Up Podcast grow. And I'm out.
Terrence Mitchell Beats.
Look here, man. Y'all should already know with Terrence Mitchell on the beats and Josh Straight Up on the track, it was gonna be epic. Straight Up Podcast, Josh, give it to him. Is the hat tip straight the beer right, y'all? Cause I'ma be pretty as I give it to you raw. Watch your tone, buddy. Take it down, son. Cause round here, dog, it's pretty girls with guns. Straight Up Podcast, man. Best in the land. Got the right mindset, but it can go left, man. From intellectual conversation, yeah, get deep. So I like them nasty, they twerking and they CC. Josh, give it to him raw. Ooh, we spit bars round here. Yes, indeed. It's some bitches out here that they all hate. Why Josh got the pretty women and I can't get a date? We got real topics and we got live guests. Quite frankly, put a cut above the rest. Other podcasts, I suggest you run. Ain't seen graphics this dope in the history of niggerdom. I'm trying to tell y'all that I got time today, and you can blame taters for what you get today. Straight Up Podcast, Josh, give it to him raw. Straight Up Podcast, Josh, give it to him raw. Josh, give it to him in on Sundays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You listen out. Tell them why. It's the best podcast in the land. Best in the land. Straight up. Real topics and live guests, man. Straight up. Ooh, we spit bars. Straight up. Ooh, we go hard. Josh, give it to him raw. Straight up. Podcast, Josh, give it to him raw. Straight up. Podcast, Josh, give it to him raw. Straight up. Straight up. It's the best podcast in the land. Best in the land. Straight up. Real topics and live guests, man. Straight up. Ooh, we